Gentlemen, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch them up.
Coach.
Had a couple months off, and he said, I'd fought the last 4 fights since the Dovichenko fight without being able to actually throw my power right hand. That's why you saw decisions against Helaman Olguin and Michael Coffey last time out. He's being trained by Sean George. And
so did a lot of other champions. So did Wilder. So did Anthony Joshua. I don't think starting late's quite the same as it has been.
Look, Lartey is a fighter through and through, and or actually he started fighting at age 30, but he dedicated himself to boxing at age 40, Mark. So there's still hope for you.
That's good. I got pretty good reach too. I can get you over there. And he's coming off 2 wins, which is not your usual opponent in these heavyweight fights.
Yeah, you talk about some of those losses. We're talking about Daniel Dubois, who gave the current.
He just hit Knyba with a nice right hand.
Yeah, Lartey's a fighter. And he was away from boxing for a while he was under contract with the UFC. So that's why you see a gap in his resume from 2019, 2020. I want Damian to use his physical traits. He's very tall, but more importantly, it's that length you mentioned. He's got a 5.5 inch reach advantage in this fight, and he's going to have one pretty much in every fight at heavyweight. But he needs to learn to use it by studying up that jab. Knyba to learn to fight on the inside, and when he finally showed up at, Sean George's gym as a sparring partner for Zhilei Zhang, he said, "What are you doing?" Body shot like he just did. See? Oh, nice. If you allow Lartey to tee off on you and close that gap.
I think he's having trouble finding his distance with the right hand. Part of it's on the defensive end.
Yeah, you hit a nice
Tuck
body
that thing
shot
back,
there.
Yeah,
and remember Knyba said, look, because the last 4 fights I learned to fight with.
Use the left. All of that is to set up the right.
Like that.
Like that.
That's a great overhand right from Damian Knyba. Will he follow it up?
Tough guy, though.
Yeah, Lartey said there's one thing you can't measure, and that's heart, and I've got that in spades. So, hey, you know how sure Lartey is that he's going to put on a good performance and come out of here unscathed?
No, he's the son of the eagle, man.
Yeah. Well, he was actually out in the UK with Zhilei Zhang when he was fighting Joe Joyce. The knockout wins for...
There's such a gap in the fluency between the left and the right hand. Left hand looks nice, and he's throwing these nice hooks off the jab.
Tough opposition of late. His opponents have won 88% of their bouts, combined 77-11, and now he's facing an undefeated fighter in Knyba, who here in the 3rd round is finally getting a little bit more confident and into a groove. There it is again, breaking the guard, or splitting the guard of Lartey, sets up a left hook to follow it up with, and a good combination here as Lartey's falling in, but he's falling in to try to set up his own offense.
For Knyba.
Ooh, that was a beautiful straight right hand.
That was the best one he threw tonight.
And it was a lead right. There's a nice overhand right over the ear once again from Damian Knyba.
Step back.
Woo, there goes Lartey as Knyba connects with power.
That's it.
And the referee says, I've seen enough. And Ricky Gonzalez leads Richard Lartey on the canvas as Knyba continues to impress, his 8th knockout in 14 wins. To have success with this right hand.
It was 1-2, 1-2, and now it's 2-3. Put him right out. And that was, he had been scoring with that right hand all round. And this is the kind of performance and the kind of knockout that people will see and will jump Knyba up in the rankings, in attention. He'll get some notice now. This was a good win for him.
I mean, it was that throwaway jab that set up that right, which he had finally found the range for in this round, and he landed it cleanly, and you see how.
For your winner by technical knockout, Damian Polish Husser Knyba!
All right, boxers, you received your instructions early. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Touch him up. Good luck.
What you're seeing tonight, the Southpaw Puerto Rican heavyweight. Let's get this fight going. Bernardo Osuna alongside Hall of Famer Tim Bradley. Tim, I've been waiting for a long time to say that, my man.
It took some time, but I'm in there finally, man. And listening to you talk about Knyba having that long reach, I want to see if he knows how to use it. Right now, he's marching forward, trying to extend with that lead hand.
And Jarrell Big Baby Miller, so he's been getting some quality rounds. Trying to set up that right, like Tim Bradley said.
You can stick something through that window, a right hand in particular, you could do a lot of damage against the southpaw.
Nice right to the body.
See, the thing is Salas right now, he's fighting at the wrong distance. He needs to find his way inside, come behind the jab if he wants to get inside. And once he gets inside, he must stay inside. He must not pull straight back and don't get forced out with punches. But stay tight, compact, and work down to the body of Knyba.
Knyba continues to just paw with that jab, establish the range, and trying to set up that right hand, whether it be downstairs or upstairs. But Knyba's wide with his shots.
I'm looking at that. I'm looking at how wide he is with his shots, Bernardo.
Chop down on the head of Salas, and now lands a nice overhand right. So Knyba trying to find his range. Salas trying to close that gap.
See, now Salas is trying to come behind those shots. Salas now got his range right from the outside to make it a little bit more competitive for these young guys. Because I know that once they get in, sometimes they get in those fighter meetings, they do not like being at a certain number.
Well, you know who doesn't like to be right here against the ropes is Emilio Salas. And Knyba, he's up close, but when he's at range.
Look, it was 6 uppercuts. I don't get it. We might see 1 uppercut, but here you see Knyba right here. There's one. Beautiful uppercut on the inside. You never want to be squared up against the rope. Salas knows that. Still didn't do anything about it. But here's the second uppercut. Coming around the guard, of course. I always tell you, when you have somebody using a high guard, come around it, come underneath.
Landing that long right hand, he's making Salas take a step backward, and he's just punishing the fighter out of Puerto Rico.
Well, Salas got nothing else for him. I mean, look at his legs, all over the place, rubber legs right now, and Knyba is just taking full advantage of it.
Oh, what a right uppercut from Knyba, and referee Harvey Dock is just waiting for Knyba to make him do his job. He's giving Salas every opportunity here, but if Knyba can put a couple of shots together here, the fight will come to an end at Madison Square Garden.
Maybe even drop the mouthpiece to buy yourself your fighter some more time. But right now, Salas is just outgunned. It's just a matter of time.
It reminds me of Chico Corrales against against Castillo, Jose Luis Castillo. That's exactly what happened. Oh, nice right hand from Knyba.
Oh,
he smells the end, and there's still 1:20 seconds left.
Blood is in the water, but Knyba, again, I'm looking at how he's finishing. How he's throwing his punches, the distance he's throwing his punches from.
And the
all that
corner
matters.
stops the fight. The corner sends the doctor up to stop the fight. Emilio Salas' corner saw enough.
Great.
And Tim, we've criticized corners when they allow their fighters to take too much punishment. You're gonna see the corner jump in. Harvey Dock was taking a good look at it, and they sent up the inspector to stop the fight because Emilio Salas.
Declaring the winner by technical knockout, Damian Polish Hussar Knyba.
All right, guys, you received your instructions earlier. As a reminder, obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times, touch him up. Good luck.
When Curtis Harper's father died in a boating accident when he was 13, he turned to the streets and did 300 hours of community service at the PAL gym.
You know, Knyba's got the 86 inches.
And he's using everything with that right hand right now.
It's got to be the kind of jab that consistently discourages Harper.
Ooh, there's a counter left from Harper. Sends Knyba back.
Let him go.
Harper's dangerous.
Right. Don't push him, don't push him.
Oh!
Hey,
And dirty. He got one thing going for him.
What's that?
Heavyweight.
He's big.
Get off his head. Right.
I mean, it's a lot easier to recycle a heavyweight.
His trainer couldn't be here, so his amateur trainer, Piotr Wilczewski, is stepping in for Sean George, who did the whole camp with us. It's been a lifetime since somebody landed a significant punch here in the second round.
There goes a jab.
Oh, there we go, little
There we go,
combination.
okay.
Ooh, nice jab from Harper,
Right.
who gets inside despite.
I have higher hopes for Knyba. That's the
looks like-
Knyba that was advertised.
There we go.
I mean, this is the World Series to Harper. He's got to get one of these, right?
He wants to make sure that
He's
Knyba
got
knows
the-
why he's hurt the hurt.
But he's got the guy hurt. He has hit him with overhand rights.
Well, yeah, he's got a puncher's chance against Knyba, who makes enough mistakes to allow Harper into this fight. But now Harper is on shaky legs after an overhand right by Knyba, and he's holding on for dear life. Mark.
Here it comes. Right over the top. That's how he's making his space. I wonder how he's going to react to being cut. Knyba's mouth is open like he's tired, man.
Get off his head.
You know why? Because he is, but he's still got power in that right hand that continues to land. Or is it better to look okay and not good?
No, I think it's important for him to look good. You know, we've had enough lackluster. It's hard to criticize anyone who does this for a living, but you know, his future's out there. He can take it.
Got to take it into your own hands and go out there and make a statement so that people get excited about.
But I saw a lot of 1s and 2s. I didn't see 3 and 4 punch combinations, which I think he could have done.
Right. Good.
This is not the way of doing it. That's what I was getting to, Mark.
But what I'm saying is it's not just Jared and Tyson Fury in the stable. There's Efe, there's Sonny Canto, Simone Keane from Canada or France, wherever he's from. Makhmudov, that's the guy I forgot.
Oh, nice right hand from Harper, but then he's got to take some damage from Knyba. Maybe that's all that was needed to wake up the Polish Hussar.
Get that down. Get that.
Knyba trying to make Harper pay for coming into his territory now. Knyba has instances where he's landed good shots, but there's been no follow-up. There is a follow-up, and that is the result.
No knockdown.
Well, it's not a knockdown, but Knyba
Was a nice right hand.
two right hands, actually. And Harper was trying to find his way to balance, and now Knyba finally finding a home on the top of the temple of Harper, finally seeing what we saw in round 4 as well. Some of that activity, some of that ability from Damian Knyba. Ooh, nice right hand again from Knyba. Setting it up and coming with the overhand right again.
Now, he just let him escape right there. He had him in the corner. He could have closed the show. He could have tried to close the show there. Nice right hand.
That one did hurt Harper, and this is an opportunity for Knyba to erase the other 7 rounds of this fight. But Harper is just looking to be on survival mode. Ooh, what a shot from Knyba. And now Harper's on shaky legs. 25 seconds left in this round, and the stoppage victory for Damian Knyba, who finishes the fight in impressive fashion at the impressive right hand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's enough to stop it. I think it was a good stoppage.
I think it was more than the shots. It was when he kind of walked away unprotected that made referee Harvey Dock decide to stop this fight. He was in a perfect position to do that, and when he tumbled or stumbled over to his right, that's when he decided to stop it.
I still think for a guy that big, he has to work on his physical strength, Knyba. He needs to impose himself in the ring a little bit more.
That's the stoppage right there, because Curtis Harper decided to walk away from him, and you know, it was a long camp for Damian Knyba, and at the end of the day, it paid off for him with this stoppage victory.
For your winner by technical knockout, Damian Polish Husser Knyba!
Damian Knyba with the technical knockout stoppage in the 8th round.
Anything right here, I'm gonna call it good. Anything right here, I'm gonna call it good. Careful with the back of the heads, gentlemen, all right? Remember what I told you in the dressing room. Obey the commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. When I call for a break, give me a clean touch. Let's go.
156.8 pounds on Friday at our weigh-in. That is down from 368 pounds in 2 years. That is 110.2 pounds. The only person who dropped that much weight was Tim Bradley for his Hall of Fame induction.
There's a lot of numbers. Questions, can he fight?
Well, he's healthy for the first time in a long time, he says, and that could make a difference.
That much difference, Bernardo. If Knyba uses what he has, it's longer than anybody, and that includes the heavyweight champ Tyson Fury, an 86-inch reach.
The only other fighters who have 85-inch reaches are the aforementioned Tyson Fury and Antonio Mireles, El Gigante, as well. So these guys can tie their shoes without even bending over. And Knyba looking to land that overhand right on the chin of Olguin. Nice counter right there from Olguin.
I think we've already seen more right hands from Knyba than we saw in the first half of last fight.
Stop. Good job.
Knyba stands at 6'7".
He wants to fashion himself into another Andrew Galata, become an attraction. Personally, I hope he has his sights head higher. Getting hit with that left to the body.
Kind of dumb. He says, I fought against Valine with a broken hand. When you guys last saw me in the bubble, I had a torn biceps going in. I already had a surgery scheduled for that next Friday, but yet I took the payday.
You take the payday.
And here the right to the head after the left to the body from Olguin.
You mentioned Valine before. And I always have to get an obligatory out of Valine reference. But he fought Tyson Fury about as well as you can. And it seems like no one wants to fight him.
A date announcement for the rematch for Zhilei.
I think China trains in Patterson, New Jersey. I'm all for it, man.
He'll be taking on. Ooh, nice counter right there from Knyba. It worked at the end of the last round, and it's working at the beginning here of round number 2. And now a left hook from Knyba, and this is turning into a firefight.
If Knyba has anything more he can do with that right hand, but shoot it straight. He can stick it up and parry, too, because he's getting hit with a lot of lefts.
And the right hand there from Olguin, who's letting his hands go. Owns a commercial cleaning business, so there's occasions where his days start at 4 a.m. in the gym. Then he goes to work at 7. Does a whole day's work and finishes off with boxing in the gym in the evening. So he really wants to give this one last go. proud of his heritage, and he wants to bring that to Polish boxing. Nice left hook after a long right, misses from Knyba. He gets punished with a right to the body from Olguin.
That's the guy like Knyba to turn him into a local draw and then get him into bigger and better fights. He can accelerate the process, I think, if he does a little bit more with that right hand.
That's his power shot. That's the shot that has finished 7 of his 11 opponents so far. And that's the shot that he takes from Olguin here at the closing seconds of round number 2. Probably going to be the best way for Xander Zayas to continue growing as a fighter. Here, Puerto Rican Day weekend, and every time we come to New York, Mark, it seems like it's a big night for you as you earned the Boxing Writers Association of America, Nat Fleischer Lifetime Achievement Award. And here, Knyba's looking to achieve his 8th knockout.
Thanks.
Nice. Oh, now it looks like Olguin got hurt by that left hand. A little shaky. Can Knyba take advantage, or will Olguin be able to fight him off? That has to be your calling card, where when you're a big puncher like Damian Knyba, to be able to finish an opponent like Helaman Olguin. Nice right to the body.
Right to the body.
And here we see now Knyba letting his hands go, finding a target on the face of Helaman Olguin. Olguin's name is Helaman Moroni. He says his fathers were LDS and they named him after the warrior. Well, he needs to come back and fight like a warrior against Damian Knyba. Oh, Knyba has a jab, and he goes down with it. Down to the body, it is.
It's usually a left hand to the body.
There it is again.
Here comes a right. There we go.
Nostradamus Kriegel. Or is it just that obvious?
I think it was that obvious, kid.
Knyba to regret anything, as you see Helaman Olguin just popping that jab, trying to keep him off of him.
But you're also seeing Knyba move him into the corner without barely throwing anything. He had his moment and he let it go right there. He had him on the end of that jab if he wanted him to be, and he didn't press him. And he let him get out.
Nice counter right there from Knyba.
Let him out. Stop. Let him out.
He's got Olguin blinking, and that's not what you want to be doing if you're in the ring, because that creates openings like that right uppercut that Knyba's able to line.
Let him go.
Talk about a rough road in just 15 professional fights. This is Olguin's 5th unbeaten opponent that he faces. And Knyba's starting to look every bit of that prospect that he wants to be, letting his hands go in flurries.
What Knyba needs to master, especially with that 86-inch reach, is distance.
Knyba may be smothering himself a little bit here.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Make the guy pay if he decides to come in. For now, a bloody nose. Looks like a little bit of blood on the outside of the left eye. Not sure if it's a cut or just the blood from the nose that gathers on the glove of Knyba.
How big did you say Olguin was?
He was 368 pounds 2 years ago.
That must have been some sight.
Nice combinations here from Knyba.
Pick your head up, baby.
Nice right hand.
Again, he pushed him up against the ropes, and all he had to do was step back, and he could have thrown all the punches he wanted to, Knyba.
Closing round number 4, and Josh Taylor hasn't shied away from commenting on Teofimo Lopez's state of mind, but that doesn't seem to bother Teofimo a bit.
I'm never quite sure, but all it takes is one mistake from Taylor, and Teofimo can uncoil and end the night.
Remind you that Taylor was able to take the punches of Regis Prograis, of Jose Ramirez, and actually put Ramirez down twice. So both have power, both have skill, both coming off of lackluster wins. That's what makes tonight's main event so interesting. And this fight is interesting because Damian Knyba wants to finish this fight. Yes. More punches. And I heard a referee, Shada Murda, say that there was a cut on the left eye of Olguin, and that was due to an accidental headbutt.
Once again, he let him off the ropes, Bernardo. I don't get it.
It was a nice right-left combination, and this is where Knyba needs to take advantage. Corner, they yell to
does he want an
don't let him
invitation?
out. And there it is, that right hand. And here, if he just lets his hands go, he's gonna make Shada Murdoch make a decision here if he keeps snapping the head back like that.
Let him out. Don't do that. Don't do that.
There's a rumor that it's your 28th birthday today.
29 to be exact, but
Happy birthday, kid.
in the business.
You're a source of eternal youth and light.
I owe it to my wife and my kids.
Work, fellas. Work, fellas. Hands are free.
Nice body shot.
Here's my question.
Okay, quick.
As Knyba moves up the ranks.
Bernardo Osuna alongside Mark Kriegel. Round 6 of a scheduled 8-round fight in the heavyweight division. Helman Olguin taking some heavy leather from Damian Knyba, who just can't.
Wants to get to this place where he thinks he belongs, or at least someone at top rank thinks he belongs. Should start doing it.
He earned that these wins should come somewhat earlier based on his athletic ability and power.
A very similar fight, and if this is the pattern, it's not going to be enough to get him to the next level.
Maybe you're a bad luck charm for him not to get knockouts early.
He's killing him.
But he's trying to finish him off here.
Don't push. I got it.
Fights now for Damian Knyba, shouldn't be making those same mistakes. But fatigue, Mark, plays a factor in that.
Who's got a right to be more fatigued? Knyba or Mr. Body Beautiful?
Nice body shot there from Olguin, but then he gets clipped and Knyba has him on the ropes. Woke him up.
And once again,
to get some pop behind those shots that Knyba's trying to land.
Don't hold him. Don't hold him. Don't hold him. Don't hold him.
courage that I just don't see in any. I just don't see it.
And then
He's just such a wonderful guy. That's his son Malachi.
he's a gentle bear at the same time, just a little teddy bear. When smile on his face, always willing to put a smile on someone else's face.
I've taken the smile off a couple times.
Yeah.
Might have been a couple times he's ready to crack me.
Damian Knyba and Helman Olguin. Olguin still looking to stay in this fight. He was just happy to be healthy coming into this.
Olguin's not going to win the fight, okay?
Mark, don't ruin it for the fans.
But he can win the evening. He can score himself a couple more paydays if he survives. And just to say,
Says, look, I'm not here to lay down for anybody. I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. I have pride, and I'm here to win. So let's see what he can do in the last 4 minutes of this fight. To not allow Knyba to tee off like that. But you're right. Once again, he lands the better shots, and then he's off to the
he
hug.
wrestles him to the ropes.
Work, fellas, work. Your hands are free. Work, man, work.
Tries to come out in tights and wrestle.
Nice combination there from Knyba. And now it's Olguin who has to hold on.
Coming right across the ring at him.
Pick the head up, baby.
Olguin is looking at everything he's done to get here. Getting up at 4 in the morning, going to work, finishing off his day at the gym, training boxing. And he's not just going to lay down for Damian Knyba. They land the right shot, it's over. And maybe that's what he wants. And he expected Olguin to come out fighting, so let's see what happens. Saw Jose Ramirez the former world champion, and they wanted to take a picture with the pride of Avenal.
I'm going to tell you what. He wants whoever comes out of this. But he really, really wants Josh Taylor. And you could...
Nice combination there from Damian Knyba. Lands a right and then a left uppercut on Olguin. Knyba's performance tonight has left Mark speechless. Nice body work there from Knyba. Now he's going upstairs, lands a right uppercut. He was somewhat frustrated with the punch output of Knyba, knowing what he's capable of and how he was supposed to look against Helemano. Nice body work from Knyba, using his physical strength as Olguin holds on for dear life.
Stop.
Lost 110.2 pounds in 2 years, from 368 to his fighting weight of 256.8. And here he looks eye to eye against Damian Knyba, who looks like he's on his way to a dozen professional victories, but he couldn't earn that 8th knockout win that he was searching for this evening.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Damian, the Polish Hussar, Knyba.
So Damian Knyba